Hey everybody, it's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. Today on the show we have our good friend CJ Pratt. How you doing, CJ?
I'm doing well, Jerry. How are you?
I'm doing well. There's a little background noise at the Fledge. Some of you might be able to hear it. We've got this small business expo going on, so that's going
Awesome.
good. What
Yeah,
you
that's
up to?
fantastic. Oh, today just enjoying the victory with Joe Biden. I think the presidency is an essential thing. You know, our leadership needs to show more integrity.
Yeah, I like that. We're a few blocks from the Capitol, and they're down there acting a fool right now. Protesting. It's a peaceful protest or whatever, but I like to call them rioters.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah.
But speaking of outside, it's a nice day out.
It is a beautiful day today. The sun is out. I've been working with my spade shovel before coming in here to do every damn day with you. And thank you, the Pledge, for the sponsorship with the Wayfarers as well. I really appreciate that. Um, so trying to run two dual businesses is tough, and without the accountability of the daily Scrum and the friends at the Pledge, I wouldn't be where I am today. So appreciate
Well,
it.
thanks for that. So why don't you tell us, before we jump in too far about the Wayfarer, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? Tell us a little bit about your project.
Sure. So I'm a man from New England. I lived out there for about 32 years, and it's been a tough life. It's been one of poverty, drug addiction, alcoholism. It's been one of struggle. And I think the Wayfarer came from that. When I went through a separation in my relationship and a loss of my son, the loss of my daughter, some real strong struggles trying to go into recovery and sobriety, I I found through the broken heart that a spiritual journey that lends magic to integrity is where the Wayfarer was born. And so the Wayfarer is me, but it's also you, as I've gotten rid of all pronouns with the spiritual allegories that I've written as a means to show that every journey is always of the individual first before the unity of our friends, of our neighbors, and of our community. So
So, I forgot to, I'm a little flustered today. I forgot to mention that I use he, him pronouns. You use he, him pronouns. I know that.
that's true.
Um,
Yes.
but in your writing, you've taken that all out. You've made it not a variable, I guess is the way I look at it. Is that how you look at it?
I would say that's very true. Yes, Jerry. Thank you. I would say that the elimination of he or she or even we has taken any chance of blaming an outside force for our own character development.
Hmm. Well,
So looking
expound
internally,
on that a little bit. What do you mean by that? An outside force? Like, how would an outside force uh, affect that if I was using a she or a he pronoun?
mm,
Like, what's an example? Maybe.
I think with the word blame, we wouldn't. When we're developing our character, it's easier to look internally so that we can say we hold the orb to our own dream and manifesting our own dream. And when we're looking outwardly and we're blaming he or she or those who are different, then we're no longer able to change our own behavior and move forward on our own journey. And the Wayfarer does work towards that becoming a shared journey as well. So
Okay. Um, so you said New England. Did you say where you were specifically, though? New
uh,
Hampshire, right?
yeah, that's right. So I was born in Rochester, New Hampshire. That's about maybe 50 minutes on the train north of Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And I think on the map it can be a stone's throw to Maine as well. So I'm pretty much lived in all three of those states with that border between New Hampshire, Maine, and Massachusetts.
Okay. And you live in Lansing now, right?
That's correct. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
On
So
the
how
south
long have you
side.
lived? What brought you to Lansing?
That's a tough one because that's the broken heart that led to a lot of my artwork, Jerry. That's
Ah,
I came here with Nikki and Billy and Taylor. They were well, I fell in love with her, and I fell in love with Billy and Taylor, and they were without a father. Their father had died of a heroin overdose, and I stepped into the reins of raising those two kids. And I came here because when we met in New England, she was moving out here already, and she grew up out here, and I followed the path to move to Lansing. I even dropped out of college at that time. I was about ready to transfer to my master's degree in urban and city planning at Boston University. And I dropped out of college, followed the path out here, and took a humble approach to loving family and working at Horrocks Farm Market.
oh, I guess I didn't know that you worked at Horrocks. All right, we're going to go way too far on a Horrocks and urban farming tangent if we're not careful.
Oh, wow.
So tell us about, start with the book. Start with the Wayfarer's Journey.
Mm-hmm. So that originally, the entire collection of the Wayfarer is about a sequence of 7 books. And the first one that's published right now is subtitled The Dreamland's Magic to Integrity. When I first started writing this compilation, I had about 600 to 800 pages of text that was originally called Coexist. I truly believed in the coexistence of all human beings, whether black, brown, Muslim, Middle Eastern, white, male, female, and I wanted to develop these principles that could truly harmonize and coexist humanity. And it changed and evolved when I suffered the broken heart. It went from a literal text of me telling everyone to a spiritual allegory and then the deep poetic alliterations of it. Just from the broken heart, I decided let's try to show people their own journey as opposed to telling people how they should live their lives.
All right. So you've got this book. How can somebody get the book?
That's a great question. I have the book right here. I personally published and have prints of 550 copies. Right now, the best way to reach it is on Michigan Avenue, where everybody reads books and stuff. Business partner of mine, Scott Harris, a great friend, a great man, is vitally important in the Wayfarers expansion. Soon it will be on the shelves at Unity Spiritual Church once their relocation happens in their new place. Of course, there was a fire at Unity Spiritual Church, and so they're moving. And my great friend Sharon Ketchum is more than interested in putting that on the shelf there. And there are other places that I'm maneuvering while personally distributing it as well.
So you're having some success, right?
Yes,
I always think in terms of how many books you got to sell to get your money back.
Got it.
I'm always bugging you about that.
You are. So I sold 58 copies, and it has been sold to 6 different states within those 58 individuals. Those who tend to be purchasing it at this present time are lawyers, doctors, teachers, spiritual leaders, clergy people. And I would like to be able to expand it into development of spiritual on a less educated of a plan. But it is deep with its vocabulary. I'm rhyming 4-syllable words consistently. That can be confusing, I know, but let's make America smart again.
Well, we took a step today, that's for sure. So, all right. So then we got to scoot along a little bit, but that translated also into some artwork. Tell us about some of your artwork.
Thank you for saying that, Jerry. Actually, you can see above my shoulder, there's a box called the Box of Eternity. That's my colored pencil collection, the Box of Eternity. And then behind me, I'm evolving into doing stage props. And so that's a red wagon that's a stage prop. And I'm doing an allegory of Noah's Ark, where the dove has an eagle's claw and it's snapping and dividing the Noah's Ark. And you can see that I did it in the American flag colors on this election day. And then over there there's a box of mysteries that is kind of developed through this brokenheartedism that I've suffered that now I'm expressing in my emotional state. And so it's interesting too how it all connects to the Wayfarer's journey, because they are the illustrations of the Wayfarer journey. I wrote it first, and then I edited it, and then I started creating it with its illustrations.
So if somebody, I want to keep you focused on sales a little bit. If somebody wanted to get a piece of your art or a print, how do they go about doing that?
That's a good question. I'm maneuvering right now with Absolute Gallery, another small business here in Lansing, where Kathy Holcomb is interested in doing an art gallery with my collection of pieces for the viewers. And personally, you can always communicate with me. I love networking. I love reconnecting with new people. I believe in old soulism. There are some things that I do got to stay focused on with online selling and stuff. There's some more advancements I just got to continue to work on to get sales more available to viewers and readers.
Do you have a website or a Facebook page or something like that that people can reference to?
Thank you. I do have a Facebook page called The Wayfarer, and I also have a Patreon account. And with the Patreon account, a lot of my colored pencil collections, between the Box of Eternity and the Cross of Hypocrisy collections, are posted for viewers to be able to see and reflect on.
So we will post all of the links to your Facebook and your Patreon pages in the detail part of this video when we post it out on YouTube. So look down in the description, everybody, for the links. So I'm going to transition a little bit. What is something you do every damn day to push the mission forward of the Wayfarer or the Journey or CJ or whatever?
That's a great question. Every damn day. I love that. And what an awesome thing, you know. Well, first of all, I lend magic to integrity, because a dream does lend magic to integrity. Book one can't say that without me trying to be absolutely truthful to that virtue. And that is painting every damn day. I pick up the paintbrush and I put one stroke or two or a whole mural in a day. And then I'll edit and I'll write, and I will continue my network and continue doing that every damn day.
Yeah. You in one of our morning scrums, and every morning the Fledge has a 9 a.m. Meeting where anybody can come. We get on Zoom and we go around the circle basically and say, what'd you do yesterday? What are you doing today? And how can we help each other? So when we reference that, that's what we're talking about. Anybody who doesn't know that. But right. In there, you talked about Da Vinci and Mona Lisa. Is that right?
That's true, yes.
Yes. And one stroke a day?
That's true. So for those who don't know the history behind the Mona Lisa, she was a commoner that Leonardo da Vinci was in love with. And when as the original sitter, Da Vinci looked to God and said, could I please paint a perfect image in my lifetime? And so he brought her 56 years on a journey, painting just one stroke a day until she was just right.
Pretty romantic, huh?
Very romantic.
So as you know, we kind of daisy chain our shows together. From yesterday, the person will ask you a question, and tomorrow you will ask that person a question. So the question from yesterday from Styles by Miles Johnson, his question to you is, how are you finding sales going? Like, how do you manage it in this digital space? Because so many things have been shut down with COVID. Like, are you doing okay? Is it hard? What's up?
That's a great question, Miles. Thank you for that. That's something that I'm still working on and developing. As someone who's a rising artist in Lansing, there are some technicalities I haven't been able to get to or haven't been able to piece together. But COVID has only made things better for me because of the daily scrum, because of the integrity of the Fledge, because of the accountability. because of the rise in compassion, understanding that perhaps we need to do this on our own with self-reliance. But as far as my digital sales, that's something I have to learn to increase right now. Perhaps that's one of the next phases. When people contact me as an independent distributor, my integrity has been to send it in the mail. My integrity has been to hold conversation with them and collect. But even the collection of payment has been something I've honestly been struggling with right now, but something I am truly working on as I get to that next phase of the Wayfarers distribution.
Sorry, they're partying at the business expo right now. It got a little loud. I had to mute it. But everyone heard you. That's just on my side. So I think that, I like how you push things forward, how you are, like when we talked, I don't know, 2 years ago, something like that, you didn't even have a Facebook. I kept trying to push you a little bit to get back on social media, to start building that back up. So I think you're slowly like kind of readopting the digital space, if you will, which I like what you said. COVID kind of was good for you in that.
Yeah, thanks for that. I remember when I came to you with the original collection of the Box of Eternity, and we put it on the table, and you just looked at it and said, "Yep, we'll make things happen. We'll do something with this and start to expand it." And I thank you with your mentorship, Jerry, too, because sometimes I can be bullheaded, and so my foot was on the floor that I didn't want anything to do with Facebook. And I found with both my businesses, with Duvine and with the Wayfarer, with what I'm doing in landscaping as well, was that I needed the Facebook page for my advertising, and it's been successful being of integrity to my Facebook page being my work and my work ethic and the expansion of such. So that has been a great thing, and I thank you, Jerry, for breaking through my bullheadedness.
Well, Facebook can be so unhealthy, right? Like if you use it like I use it, it'll drive you insane. So when we were waiting, I posted some antagonizing stuff and all of that. But as long as you're telling the story, your journey, then it's authentic marketing. It can really do a lot for you. And I never see you really getting into it with, hey, Biden or Trump or whatever on Facebook. You're telling the Wayfarer story. You post about relevant things, you support your friends, and I think you're doing a great job of managing that stress that can, I think, right?
No, that means a lot to me for you to say that. Thank you for seeing that. I would say that's the absolute truth. I don't believe in partisan politics. I believe in nonpartisan expansion. I believe if we can talk about government without politics, then we can be friends together, united. Part of the Wayfarers journey as well.
I want to explode with all kinds of curse words and words that rhyme with hump and thump and flump.
That's funny.
All right, so tomorrow I've got Deirdre Grace is on the show, and she sells CMOS related products, and in particular, so her business is called Nature's 92.
Oh wow!
And
awesome.
So she like what's that? Smoothies. She makes smoothies out of CMOS and all of that. What question can I pass on to her from you?
Wow. I love the thought process of the business as a natural remedyist. I think that's phenomenal, Deirdre. I think the question I would ask her is, what market are you targeting with CMOS products?
Yeah, it's she's gonna like that question. I think that that's going to be a subtle twist of something her and I know we're going to talk about it because her and I talk about it a lot, because CMOS isn't exactly, I don't know, if you start with the phrase, hey, do you want to eat this moss? Most people are going to be like, probably not. But, so there's this thing you got to do with CMOS, but she's got a great story about where the 92 comes from and all of that. So wow. I think it's essential, 92 essential vitamins it has that the body uses or something like that. Seems like way too many, but we'll figure it out tomorrow. That's not for us to solve. But what is for us to solve is, who are you marketing to in either in the Wayfarers journey, the whole, it's kind of a platform that you're building where there's the story and the art and the action figures and the, I don't know if you have action figures yet.
I used to when I played Dungeons and Dragons and all sorts of things.
No, I mean action figures that go along with the Wayfarers journey.
I don't have any yet. But okay. now I actually would like to. So that's a great question. It's a great question because the Wayfarer, I think today's problem is spiritual illness. I really do. I think if we're trying to acquire these attributes and this virtuous way of living, then the Wayfarer would seek to solve that problem by teaching spiritual development directly into the travelers through the stories of the traveler individually. And so the people that I'm seeking or to find the Wayfarer and learn from the Wayfarer and study the Wayfarer are those that are on a spiritual journey or wishing to be on a spiritual journey.
All right. I like it. So let me take care of a little bit of business. As some of you can hear, we got the Small Business Expo happening right now. In about 8 minutes, I'm going on to give a speech, but come down to the Fledge today and support some local businesses. The other thing is Every Damn Day airs every damn day at 2 p.m. We also are doing 99 pitches, or 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one. Every Friday at 9, we're cutting Sundays out. We do 10,000 Fledges on Tuesday, and we're starting Coding Club up again on Monday. So subscribe to our YouTube channel for more information. Now here's the part, CJ, where I ask you to take us out with something, an advice, a song, whatever you want. Don't sing a song. I'm just kidding. We don't have time for a song.
Wow. Just stay true. Just stay true to the hard times. It's a great transition on the governmental side of the United States. We no longer have a president who's degrading everyone on as the executive position of our great country. Let's believe in liberty. Let's believe in principle. Let's believe in virtue. Let's believe in character development. And we can do this with self-reliance right out of Lansing with Jerry Norris and the Fledge.
And with all of the fledglings and people like you, CJ. But we got 80 more days, 70 more days, somewhere in there, probably 73 days before he's actually gone. He's still the president of the United States. He's never really been my president. He doesn't represent my values and what I believe in. But let's try to make it through this 83 days. Let's have a transition that's peaceful. And let's try not to implode as a nation over these next 83 days. It's the force of good's turn. Let us have our turn and let us do some things in that direction. So thank you very much, CJ. Thanks for always showing up for us and being a great support to the Fledge. And I hope we're a good support to you. And everyone look CJ up on Facebook, buy a book, buy a print, buy an action figure coming out in 2021. I don't know. So thanks a lot, CJ. We'll talk to everyone tomorrow. See you later.
You got it, brother. Thank you very much, Jerry. You have a great day, okay?
All right, bud. See ya.
Cheers.